the easier you are to read, the easier you are to control, not emotionally, strategically, because once people know what moves you, they stop reacting to you and start using you. They learn what makes you defensive, what makes you uncomfortable, what you want, what you fear. And once they have that map, they stop guessing. They start planning. Most people are open books. Every emotion shows on their face. Every desire is obvious in their actions. Every weakness is visible in their reactions. They think this is authenticity. It's not. It's vulnerability. And vulnerability, when not protected, becomes a weapon someone else holds. Here's what most people don't understand about being readable. It feels honest. It feels real. It feels like connection. But it's actually exposure. Because the people reading you are not always reading you to understand you better. They're reading you to use you better. Someone knows you get defensive when questioned, so they question you, to throw you off balance, to make you explain yourself, to watch you lose composure. Someone knows you need validation, so they withhold it, to keep you working harder, to keep you seeking approval, to keep you under their influence. Someone knows you avoid conflict, so they create pressure, knowing you'll fold, knowing you'll compromise, knowing you'll give them what they want just to end the discomfort. That's not friendship. That's strategy. And you handed them the playbook by being too readable. At work, this is everywhere. Your manager knows you can't say no, so they keep adding to your workload. Not because you're the most capable, because you're the most predictable. Your colleague knows you get emotional when criticized, so they criticize you publicly. Not to improve the work, to destabilize you, to make you look reactive, to position themselves as the calm one. In relationships, being too readable is fatal. Your partner knows exactly what makes you jealous, so they mention it. Casually, not accidentally, strategically, to test your reaction, to keep you insecure, to maintain control through your predictability. Your friend knows you need to be needed, so they create crises, constantly. Not because their life is that chaotic, because your need to help makes you available, and your availability makes you controllable. On social media, people study your patterns. When you post, what you react to, what triggers you, then they use that information to bait you, to provoke you, to get engagement at your expense, because your reactions are predictable, and predictable things can be manipulated. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in Rome, yet he remained unreadable. People couldn't tell what he was thinking, what he wanted, what would make him react. And that unreadability was his greatest protection. Not his title, not his guards, his inscrutability. Because you cannot manipulate what you cannot read. You cannot control what you cannot predict. You cannot exploit what you cannot understand. Here's the truth most people avoid. Every time you show your full hand, you lose leverage. Every time you react predictably, you lose power. Every time you make yourself fully readable, you make yourself fully controllable. And most people do not realize they have been mapped until they are already over-explaining themselves, losing leverage, and calling it being real. Not by everyone, but by anyone paying attention. Tell me in the comments, who reads you too easily? Your boss, your partner, or people on social media? Stay until the end, because I'm going to show you exactly how to become unreadable, how that protects you from manipulation, and how to maintain connection without giving people the manual to control you. Let me show you how being readable destroys your power, You're in a negotiation, salary discussion, business deal, even just deciding where to eat. The other person is watching you. Every time they mention a number, they watch your face. Every time they suggest something, they watch your reaction. And if you're readable, they see everything. The slight disappointment when the number is low, the hesitation before you agree, the relief when they offer more. Each reaction gives them information about your limits, your expectations, your desperation, and they adjust their strategy in real time based on what you're showing them. Without realizing it, you just negotiated against yourself by being too easy to read. At work, someone proposes an idea you think is terrible. If you're readable, your face shows it immediately. The doubt, the disagreement, the judgment, now they know. Not just that you disagree, but that you are uncomfortable with conflict because you tried to hide the reaction after it already showed. That double signal tells them you have opinions, but you won't fight for them, so they can overrule you safely because you are predictable in your passivity. In relationships, being readable creates patterns people exploit. Your partner knows when you're about to bring something up. They see you building courage, see you getting ready to have the talk. So they do something nice right before. Not because they sensed your needs, because they sensed your pattern and interrupted it. Now you feel guilty bringing up the issue because they just did something nice. That's not coincidence. That's reading you and using the information. On social media, your patterns are data. You always respond to certain topics, always react to specific types of comments, always post when you're emotional. People notice, and they engineer situations to trigger those patterns, not for genuine engagement, for manipulation, for attention, for control over your reactions. Here's what's actually happening. When people can read you, they can script you. They know what you'll do before you do it. They know what buttons to push, what levers to pull, what words will make you defensive, what situations will make you uncomfortable, what offers will make you compromise. And once someone can script you, you are no longer choosing freely. You are performing a version of yourself they already know how to trigger. At work, I watched someone masterfully manipulate a readable colleague. The colleague always got anxious when deadlines were mentioned, always showed stress on their face, always started explaining why they might be late before anyone even asked. The manipulator used this. "We need this by Friday," became a tool, said in a specific tone, knowing it would trigger the anxiety response, knowing the colleague would overwork to avoid the discomfort, knowing they could extract more effort through predictable pressure. That colleague never saw it because they thought the anxiety was theirs. It was. But it was being deliberately triggered by someone who learned to read them. In relationships, I knew someone whose partner had them completely mapped, knew exactly when they'd get quiet instead of speaking up, knew exactly what would make them doubt themselves, knew exactly how long to withdraw before they'd apologize for nothing. Every pattern documented, every reaction predictable, every response pre-scripted. The readable person thought they were in a relationship. They were in a control system built on their own predictability. Here's the mechanism. Readable people believe their reactions are authentic, and they are. But authenticity without strategy is just vulnerability. And vulnerability without protection is just exposure. And exposure to the wrong people is just ammunition that they will use, not always maliciously, but always strategically. Because people optimize around what they can predict. And you made yourself predictable. If you've ever been manipulated by someone who knew exactly how you'd react, subscribe. Because what I'm about to show you is how to become unreadable. Not fake, not closed off, just strategically opaque in ways that protect you. Here's how to become hard to read and therefore hard to control. First principle: control your face. Your face reveals everything before you speak. Doubt, excitement, discomfort, agreement, disagreement. People read your face faster than they hear your words. So if you want to be unreadable, master your expression. Not fake expressions, neutral ones. Practice receiving bad news with no visible reaction. Practice hearing good news without showing too much excitement. Practice being questioned without looking defensive. This isn't about being cold, it's about being controlled. Second principle: separate emotion from reaction. Feel what you feel: anger, hurt, fear, excitement. But do not let those feelings control your response. Someone insults you. Feel the anger. Do not show it immediately. Someone offers you something you want. Feel the excitement. Do not reveal it too fast. The less people can read your emotional state, the less they can predict your next move. Third principle: hide your intentions until execution. People cannot interfere with what they do not see coming. Planning to leave a job? Do not signal it. Just prepare and move. Planning to end a relationship? Do not threaten it. Do not announce it. Decide, prepare, and act. The less people know about your intentions, the less they can work against them. Fourth principle: stop over-explaining. Over-explanation gives people access to your thinking, your fears, your priorities, your weak points. I can't do that. Complete sentence. The more you explain, the easier you are to map. The less you reveal, the harder you are to control. Fifth principle: keep your wins and losses more private. Success reveals information. Failure reveals information. Both can be used against you. Not everyone needs to know when you are winning. Not everyone needs to know when you are struggling. Share selectively. Protect what matters. Operate with more opacity. Final truth: when you become hard to read, you become hard to control. Not because you are dishonest, because you are disciplined. You stop performing every feeling. You stop announcing every intention. You stop explaining every decision. And that changes everything. People cannot manipulate what they cannot map, cannot exploit what they cannot predict, cannot control what they cannot read. So become calmer, more private, less automatic. Because unreadable people are harder to pressure, harder to provoke, and much harder to control.